if someone got hit by a car, and this is obvious, he'll say somebody got hit by a car and prove him wrong, make an argument against the fact that somebody got hit by a car. But this is not, this is not realistic. In other words, on a, and this is what he's doing, uh, on a college term paper for freshmen, the professor would tell them, get a basic topic, then defend that topic. And Michelle is doing that. He gets a topic. Well, black women are stupid or fat or ugly or dark or whatever. Now, and he'll say, well, I'm not talking about all black women. I'm just talking about some black women. Uh, of course, some black women are dark. And it's not necessary to defend that position because the position is obvious. It's obvious that some black women are dark. It's obvious that some black men got a brain of a dehydrated uh, pepper seed or peanut or whatever, dehydrated bean or whatever he says. And of course that's true, but a lot of people have a, a small brains, if you want to use such a nomenclature. Uh, black blacks in general can't think. They have no creative skills. They can't deductive reasoning and all of this. But is this true? I beg to differ. I think all humans are basically the same deal. Now, of course, depending on the environment and this and that and all those things and all that, then you have a a, a group that's a little bit this way and a little bit that way. However, this argument is not a real argument. Well, I take it back. It is an argument, and it's a good argument for a high school paper or a college paper in elementary psychology or elementary thinking or the humanities 101. And he says this. He says if a college professor, give somebody a assignment to argue a certain point, and this is how they'll do it, and this is how they should do it. And of course, he's absolutely right. But the world we live in is not a university paper. It's not a college paper. College, the psychology department, argumentative on humanities or argument on some point, of course, it's one-dimensional. Here's the subject and prove the subject right or wrong. It's a straight line. In other words, let me define a straight line for you in psychology. The guy was hit by a car. Prove that right or prove that wrong. Let me say that in another way. You talk a detective story. A detective story that starts out, the bad guy shoots, busts into the bank, killed the bank guard, grabbed the young woman up, grabbed the money, and runs out. This is what we call a straight line story because we know who the bank robber is. He came into the bank, he robbed the bank, and there was a bunch of people in the bank, and they saw him. Well, the police come in and say, well, who did it? Well, Billy Bob came in and robbed the bank, and he grabbed the girl there and ran out the door. It's a straight line film because why? We know exactly who did it. And this is the kind of argument that Mitchell is pointing out, a bit of a straight line argument. And he tells us to decompose it or break it up and defend it or offend it. It's nothing to defend or offend because it's obvious. We know who ran into the bank and we know who did it. So it's a straight line. It's a straight line film. But the world is not built on a straight line film, wherein the bank robber goes into the bank and we know who he is. He shoots the bank guard and we know the bank guard. He grabs the girl and we know she's Susie, whatever. He steals the money and runs out the bank. Life don't work like that. How does life work? Somebody comes into the bank and shoot the bank up and grab some girl and run out. We don't know who it is. And it was 2 or 3 bank robbers and we don't know who shot the bank guard. Or was he shot at all? Or did they steal the money? Or was it an inside job or an outside job? We don't know who the perpetrator was or is because the lights were out and this and that, and there's what we call a lot of factors. In real life, there are many factors. It's not just one factor. It's a lot of little factors. And the end is not obvious. In the first example, we know that we know who went into the bank and we know he stole the money and we know he ran out because he lived down the street and we know who he is. In the second example, we don't know who came in the bank. We don't know who shot who because there was a lot of perpetrators. We don't know who shot the guard. We don't know how much money they got, if they got any money at all. And they ran out of the bank and we don't know what happened. And this is life. Life is not one answer to one question. It could be many answers to the same question. And in a college paper, it's only one dimensional. But in real life, there are several possibilities. So we're gonna stop right here, and then we're gonna come back with the next piece.